Hello, and welcome to Fading Suns Thursday. I am JM, your GM, and this is the crew of the Oh Boii. I guess I should point this way so that my hands are actually pointing to something and not just completely off screen. I hope you are all doing well, that you are staying safe, staying healthy, staying gaming. And we're just going to jump right into this. When we last left off, the crew had recently discovered, the Inquisitor is definitely a thorn in your side. But also, it seems as if there is someone from your past, someone as Val put, who personally wants this pain inflicted upon the crew, down to the fact that they want Calypso captured, but they want Gregor killed in front of Calypso. Right? That seems unnecessarily personal. And when we left off, Jexa had gone shopping with Alexa and Nigel, and Gemma and Perpetua were visited by the Inquisitor before being invited to tea the following day. And Val and Calypso came across Frank's First Kill, which in my mind is the subtitle to last week's episode, where they discovered someone in stealth armor being, well, we can't really say stabbed to death because it was with a butter knife. It was really more kind of pointily bludgeoned to death with a butter knife. So, that is where we are at. When we left off, Val and Calypso, there was a knock at the door or at the cargo bay door to the Oh Boii. And as we start up again, another set of 3 quick pounds on the door that kind of echo through the ship.
We could skip this part. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, we could.
I'm so scared.
I feel like the chat would not forgive me.
I'm just really happy that the chat had my back last week. Please keep having my back.
We all know whose side you're really on, chat.
Oh, please, he's gonna kill us, chat. Chat, please, he's gonna kill us.
Hey,
it's all of us versus him. You're on our team.
For those of you who tuned in on Tuesday night, you know that the chat was expecting a TPK. So, again, just 3...
Dang it, Phantom.
3 quick wraps that, I mean, they carry like a heavy weight and kind of echo, and Gregor's like, Captain, do we want to open, or you want me to go knife? Me and Frank could knife him.
No. How about this? Why don't you look out the peephole? We have a peephole, right? There's a peephole.
Are you just like...
Is there a peephole?
There is not a peephole. But you can go to the cargo bay door and, you have external cameras, right?
Yeah, okay. So she'll, while carrying a sopping wet Hank who is in her arms, she'll go over, because she was bathing him. She'll go over and look through that.
I'm just going to be honest. When Frank shakes off the water from the tub, it is both like a dog and also just flailing tentacles. And so you are sufficiently soaked as well.
Yeah, I'm probably also suffering a few whack. Yeah, it's like a suction mark. Okay, so what do I see when I go out to the or not go out, but what do I see when I do the camera thing?
Are you on the bridge? Or are you going down to the cargo? Where are you looking at the camera, and where is Val going to be during all of this?
I think I would have gone wherever the closest camera is. If that means I go towards the back, that probably
You were
might
near
make
the
more
bridge.
sense.
You could access the cameras from the
Oh,
bridge.
then I'll do that.
I'll stick with the captain.
All right. As you as Gregor pulls up the external cameras, kind of cycles through them, you can see that those three people are standing outside the door. One of them, the one that had the cowl up, it's pulled back, and he is wearing, or they, I should say, are wearing like actual combat armor. Face mask is covered, and on the face plate, you can see there is a flaming heart bound in chains as a symbol, kind of being projected on the outside of the screen. And when you get to the camera, you can clearly see this person is looking directly at the camera as if he knows exactly where the Oh Boi's. And
No.
the head just nods, and you see the other two come up, and they light up cutting torches, and they start cutting into the hull of the Oh Boy.
Okay, I'm sorry. To reiterate, they are putting a hole in my ship.
That they are.
Okay, Calypso's grabbing guns and she's going in
Technically
firing.
two.
They are hurting her child. Her big metal clunky, sometimes backfiring child.
All right, so you are going to go. You're heading towards the back door.
I'm gonna make a mistake.
We're here to roll dice and make mistakes, and we're all out of dice.
Yep.
Val, what are you doing?
Oh shoot. Where's my dice?
They're cutting a hole in the ship, and the captain's running for the cargo bay with guns out. Right? That's about the size of it.
That is the size of it.
Okay. I like talking, but doesn't seem like there's room for that right now because they're cutting a hole in the ship. So I'll just pull out my guns and follow Calypso.
Yes.
She's got them for a reason.
All right. Captain, over the intercom as the two of you are heading to the back. What's your orders? Am I coming back there, or am I getting ready to take off?
You're coming back here, and if you have knives, bring them all, and if you have guns, bring every single one of them. Okay.
Right.
It's stabby rip stab time. They messed with my ship.
All right, we're gonna jump over to Jexa, Perpetua, and Gemma. You guys are sitting back at the resort. What are you guys doing?
And here is a grappling hook and retractable cable that I want to attach to your armor, Gemma. That way, if you fall off the top of the building, you can just hit a button, and the grappling hook will go out, and it'll catch you.
I'm on board. Did you had you told us that you saw anything weird in the market?
I didn't see anything weird in the market.
Okay. Well, suspicion.
I never saw anything. I felt it. I didn't see anything.
Got it.
And Perpetua, I got you this really big flashlight. It's bare flashlight size. You can oh no, Perpetua, you ran away from me.
No flashlight.
I'm giving you my. Oh, that was awkward. It's fine. That didn't upset Jexa at all.
That Perpetua's love language is definitely not gift giving, so she's very uncomfortable and just ran completely out of the room.
Yeah.
The technology hates me, and it's fine.
Well, this is very low technology, this flashlight. It's hefty enough that you can brain someone with it, and it has 4 different settings.
I'm all for it. Thank you.
Yeah.
As you guys sit there, there is, at this point, a quite familiar knock at the resort door yet again. And to Perpetua and Gemma's ears, you guys can definitely... It is definitely the same knock that has been plaguing you basically this whole time.
So he doesn't have anything else to do?
You do seem to be kind of his favorite people.
Nope, he's just here to make our lives difficult.
I mean, one may argue that you are there to make his life difficult. But
Potato, potato.
I'm not really sure how many how the inspectors communicate, but I have been at the center of a number of interesting circumstances, and it might be my fault.
I think we're all at fault here. Is Basarian in the room with us still?
he is.
I'm gonna see if Perpetua would mind opening the door, so at least Jexa and I can try and get in a back room and at least hear some of what Basarian has to say. Because every time we try and hear it, someone's not present, or the Inquisitor's at the door. Perpetua seems like she can stall.
So you want us to go talk to Basarian? You want us to talk to Basarian while the inspector or Inquisitor is here?
I don't, not really, but we also don't seem to be able to get an opportunity to talk to him because the Inquisitor keeps showing up. So I don't want something to happen and us not get the message, I guess.
Okay.
But if we want, I can go answer the door again and try and get him to go away. I just don't know how many times I can keep sending him away.
I can try to stall.
Okay.
Do you want me to accept whatever invitation he's going to offer this time, and I'll just go with him?
If you've done things to get in trouble with the Inquisition, I don't really want to send you off with the Inquisition either.
Okay.
All right, at this point, I need everyone to give me an observe plus perception roll.
I'm assuming that excludes me and Val, right?
Yes,
That's a dumb question.
You guys
I'm
are
gonna
on
ask
the
it
ship.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
You've
safe
got your
for the
own
second.
things to deal with them.
Sorry, Val.
I succeed with a 2.
I was successful.
You succeed with a 2.
Correct.
What is your... how much are you going to spend?
I don't have any banked VP at this time, so I'm going to spend 2.
Okay. Maddie or Jexa and Gemma? Go ahead, Jexa.
I succeeded and would like to spend 4.
Okay.
I succeeded with 5.
I succeeded with a 1, and I only have 1 banked, so I guess I'm spending 2.
We are all extremely successful at extremely low rates.
Okay. Well. So, Jexa, you spent 4, yes?
Yes.
You're the one who, the rest of you hear the sound of glass breaking. Jexa, underneath that, you're the one who hears the noise, and you see Alexa and Nigel get thrown from the table behind you in the room behind you as you guys are in the hall kind of talking about the Sarian, do we answer the door? And you recognize the sound of a womp gun going off, and Nigel kind of pinwheels through the air, hits the ground, and does that like that skidding noise of skin on marble, that and he kind of lands at your feet, his eyes rolled up in the back of his head. And you can see that there are people who have come up on the back balcony, and the one in the front is wielding a womp gun.
Womp gun. Maybe we answer the door now. The Sarian gets to his room, and we listen to him later.
All right. Well, we are going to jump back to the Oh Boy, and we're going to go into a little bit of initiative rounds. Now, because Fading Suns has just great initiative where we get to decide kind of who goes when, the way it's going to work is there's the 3 guys outside the Oh Boy enemy group. There are 3 people inside the Villa enemy group, and you guys can pick and jump between both scenes as you like. All right. Does anyone have anything that would count as initiative edge? The 3 guys who are in the villa, because you guys did not spend enough to detect them before it all went off, they have initiative edge. So if anyone else has initiative edge, now is the time to kind of...
I have it if I spend a victory point for it from marksmanship. Is that applicable? I don't understand combat quite yet.
If you spend a victory point, you are able to do that. If
Okay.
only Occam's Razor. If only.
Oh, yeah, I've got some banked, so sure.
Okay.
So mine is reverse. I don't have initiative edge. I have initiative at the behind.
So you have something.
There's a word for it.
Hindmost initiative.
I just don't have the giant binder. But I have on, I think one of my, hold on. Let me click over to my character sheets.
All right. Well, Val, are you spending a point to go first? So if you spend a point to go first, so here's how initiative... Hey, we get to explain this all over again, because this is Val's first combat. Last week,
Yay,
Frank's first
thank
kill.
you.
This week, Val's first combat. Okay, so the way initiative works in Fading Suns is really cool. So if somebody has initiative edge, they go first at the start of the round. When your turn is done... you get to nominate who goes next. You can pick anybody who has not gone. It is generally not great to leave all of the enemies for the end, because then all of the enemies will go, and then they'll pick themselves to start the next round. So you want, there's a reason to kind of, bounce it back and forth. But that's how initiative works. So if you spend a point, because we both have initiative edge, it's a straight D20 roll-off to see who actually gets to go first. And then initiative is just, all right, I went, who wants to go next? So it allows, and you get to change that every round. So it allows the group to do things like, I'm going to force the guy into cover, you go next and attack him, with a grenade, because now he's in a good spot. So if you want to spend that, we each roll a d20, and whoever rolls higher goes first.
Okay. I also get other things for marksmanship, so I get to choose another effect too, because I have it twice.
So yes.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out
the
rules
you
of
ask
combat.
any questions that you need to right now. Right? Yes, we're on stream, but also we're explaining the game to people. So if you have questions, ask it. It's a feature. It's not a bug.
Okay.
All right. So with Marksman, you get to pick 2 of those abilities around. You don't have to declare right now which 2 of them you're going to use. You can say, I'm spending a VP. I'm going to get the initiative edge, and then I can also get that extra ability at some other point.
Okay. So I will go ahead and spend the victory point to get initiative edge, and then I'll figure out what else I want my second feature to be.
All right, roll that new die and see who's going first.
Oh, boy, please.
And this
I
was
got-
that marksman or marksmanship?
Marksmanship.
Or they're-
Yeah.
Okay, because I have the same thing. So okay.
That was a 15.
Well, I rolled an 11, so that means you have the initiative edge this round, so you get to go first.
Okay. Have they broken through the door yet?
As you and Mars are running down the main thoroughfare of the ship, heading towards the cargo bay, you know, both of you. I mean, both of you are technically pirate or pirate adjacent callings. You know it's going to take a while. First, they're going to have to cut like a hole through the outer hull, which will get them in the airlock, and then it will take them less time to get through the airlock.
Okay, so it's going to take them a minute to get through. Is there such a thing as held actions
Yeah, you can
in
totally-
Fading Suns?
Yep, you can totally hold the action.
Okay, then I would like to hold a gun attack for when I see the guy who's wearing the full combat armor. I want to shoot him
Okay,
as soon as he gets in.
perfect. Who would you like to have go next? So your options are anyone currently here. So Jexa, Perpetua, Gemma, Calypso. Gregor is also a viable option, as are either of the bad guy groups.
Jexa, Gemma, and Perpetua are not in a great spot right now.
They really
so
are.
I will go ahead and nominate Gemma to go next and give them a chance to get this sorted.
Perfect. Now, I will also just let you know, just so you're not surprised, there are 2 abilities that will come up ad nauseum. You can see already Maddie's response. Battle order, get 2 once per turn, go, no, it's my turn. And nobles, once per fight, can go, no, actually, it's their turn because I'm the noble and you all have to listen to me. So, Gemma, you are up.
Okay, so we talked about just opening the front door and trying to appease them. Is that what?
Well, you know that there's a knock at the front door. You know these 3 have come in through the balcony and they are not in. So Gemma, you're a member of the Battle Order, right? The Inquisition has many things, but they also sort of like to announce when they're doing things, right? I mean, think about Flint. Just think about any of the Inquisition that you have encountered. The people coming through, who came through the balcony, they all have Chainer's Guild logos on their armor.
So, Maddie, I don't think it's so much appeasing the people at the front door as much as it's saying, hey, we're under attack. Don't get mad at us if we kill everybody.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of opening the front door.
Okay. I guess then my question is, do we want Gemma to be the one opening the front door, or Gemma standing between the people with the womp gun and everybody else?
Jexa, if I may interrupt real quick, because Jexa spent 4 on her roll. The one guy in the middle is armed with a womp gun, and while you do see the other 2 are have slung over their shoulders SOE volcanoes, which are blaster shotguns. They are currently carrying Teslas, which are stun weapons as well.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you. I don't have any weapons on me. so I can open the door. That's fine. And I do like you being a nice wall. You're very nice at it.
By the way, the other reason you would recognize the volcano in the Teslas is because SOE stands for the Supreme Order of Engineers. These are Engineer Guild weapons.
Oh, neat. Okay. Then I will draw my beautiful sword and start heading that direction. I will not slash their face off yet. I will, with my sword, look very intimidating and ask them to state their purpose, and then ask if someone else can get the front door.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Are you wanting to try and influence them, or are you wanting to just right? Because you could attempt a impress roll to attempt to cause them to gain a condition.
I will try to use my bulk to intimidate them, and I will use one of my surges to do so.
All right. So give me a impress roll. You are trying to get them to reveal themselves, so the action you would be taking is technically the castigate action, which I just love that that's an action. So it's impress plus presence or wits. Priests can castigate anyone. Other characters need the appropriate customs. So congratulations, as a priest, you can castigate them into revealing information about themselves.
Okay, well, both of my presence and wits are a whopping 4, and my impress is a 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump 10 VP into that. To get that up to a 19. I rolled a whopping 6, but I will spend 8 and hope that that succeeds.
You definitely succeed. Okay. To the point that it affects all of them. They are all castigated, which means they are -2 against any further influence attempts by you, and they cannot lie to you. The one on the left kind of holds the one in the middle holds the womp gun up at you and looks to the one on the right. Is that one of them? And the one on the right brings up and looks at his forearm. It's the battle sister. Take her out. Also look for the little one, the engineer. Who's going next?
I'm gonna nominate Jexa, so she can GTFO out of this room. Go talk to her. Hopefully her boo at the front door.
So yeah, Jexa is going to push Basarian and his group towards the back rooms and go to the front door and pull it open. And if the Inquisitor's there, say, "We're being attacked." Oh, I'm getting innocent.
All right. Well, so you push Basarian where? Where did you push?
And if it's not the Inquisitor, I shut the door.
So where did you push Basarian?
Back towards the rooms, like from what I understand of, I guess we need like a map of this place. Is that you have like the doors up front.
Mm-hmm.
The
Party in the
that
back.
they came in, and then rooms like down a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to push Basarian down the hallway away from the Inquisitor and from the people with the guns and say, hide.
Okay.
And then, yeah, open the door. Is it the Inquisitor?
The Inquisitor is standing there. He's currently pulling off his guns and folding them and sticking them into his pocket. Ah.
Hi, we're being attacked right now. Just FYI.
Miss Mendez, you are being...
Do I have any more movement or anything?
Are you trying to move past him?
No, I'd want to go back and get my guns.
All right, so you're going to open the door, say, we're being attacked, and then run back to your room.
Well, it depends on how much movement I still have.
You can make it to your room.
I only moved 10.
Sure. You were near
I
the
can?
door. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of want to wait for his response. So yeah, I'll just say we're being attacked. Is Samuel there?
Samuel is not there. You're being attacked, Miss Mendez, by who?
Yes. If you look past me, do you see those people in the Chainers outfits? They just burst through our back patio.
Who are you nominating to go next?
We've got Perpetua, Calypso, and Gregor still. Are you guys okay if I nominate the people at the ship? The bad guys? Okay. Bad guys at the ship. This way, if they get in, Lee, you can shoot them.
Oh, they definitely
I'm
are.
gonna do more.
Lee. So, Calypso, you're a pirate. You have...
Yep.
engaged in salvage, both legal and some not as
Legal.
These people, the two on the cutters, they are moving through the Oh Boi's hall like can openers. And as you watch, they sort of meet up at the top. The two kind of pull out a pair of what just seem to be handles, and you can see that they kind of leap up against the door, and the two on the sides pull away a chunk of the Oh Boy. And the one in the armor kind of walks in, readies a shotgun, and types into the control pad, and the doors slide open.
I was shooting him.
Oh, I know. Go ahead and give me your... All right, so this is going... So when you shoot, if you're... So the attribute, the linked attribute to the shoot skill depends on what range band you are in. If you are in the first range band of your weapon, it's dexterity plus shoot, because it's really more about hand-eye coordination. If it is beyond the first range band, but before the second, the end of the second range band, that is perception plus shoot, because it's far more about like knowing where to aim and tracking the person. So at this point, you're really only about 12 meters away from this guy. So go ahead. So you get to take your shot. So what is your dexterity plus shoot, and what weapon are you using?
Okay, so I'll use my revolver that I have, and yeah, I'll use that. And my dexterity plus shoot is 10 plus 8, so I need an 18.
Okay, so go ahead and give me the roll.
I succeed with a 12.
Okay, so here's how this works. You get to decide how. So you have hit the person. You have 12 victory points sitting in your pool right now. You get to decide how many you're going to try to spend to overcome his resistance. So basically, the first time you shoot at someone, it's kind of a blind bid. You don't know how much they have. resistance-wise. I will tell you once you figure that out. They have one opportunity to kind of raise their resistance, and then you have an opportunity to match it. Okay?
Okay.
So wearing armor, you're guessing that that's probably around 4 or 5 points of body resistance, just because it's sort of the heavy kind of chainer armor.
Okay.
And for
I'll
just because I don't know if I've explained this, chainers are basically the slaving guild in Fading Suns.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll use the other effect from the victory point I spent earlier to ignore 2 ranks of their body resistance.
All right, so that will drop their resistance by 2. And how much would you like to spend to try and overcome it?
Let's see, to be safe. I have the points. To be safe, I'll spend 5 should do it.
Okay, so 5
Incredibly
is their
safe.
resistance. So normally
Okay.
that would have met. Now you've exceeded it by 2. So they're going to spend a total of 4 points, which just means you'd have to spend 2 more points to increase to match it. Does that
Okay.
work? All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend the other 2.
Now, what is the base impact of your weapon?
That's the damage?
Yes.
5.
Okay, so you have one other option. You can always spend... So what victory points are good for in combat, you've already used once, right? You can increase the goal number. You spend it to overcome resistance. You need to save some because you get that same opportunity to kind of boost your resistance. But you can spend 2 victory points and increase the damage by 1.
Sure.
How much would you
I'll
like
do
to
that.
spend to increase? So you can spend if you spent like 14 points, you would increase the damage by 7.
I'll spend 4 and increase it by 2.
All right, so that will do a total of 7. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Lee, the sound of the revolver just cracks next to you, and Val puts a round right in the chest of this guy, and they stagger back into the airlock, and you hear, I mean, it's distorted, it's coming through the helmet. New crew members, huh? They are going to level the shotgun and take a shot at Val. So Val, you have cover because you said you were kind of hiding behind something. So that will increase your resistance. This is one of the things that we've kind of talked about before is this is a science fiction sort of, science fantasy game. So moving between cover is always a good decision in this game because, well, it prevents you from being shot, kind of as easily. So you have an extra 3 body your body resistance is up by 3. So he's going to take a shot at you. The sound of the shotgun rings through the cargo bay, striking the wall near Val. So Val, he's going to spend 5 points to attempt to overcome your resistance. Does that overcome your resistance?
Because of cover, it does not.
Okay. Do you want to spend any to increase before I see if I want to increase it at all as well?
I'll spend 3.
Okay. Well, that's totally not what I'm going to hit with. So we're going to just the ship takes the shot, putting a huge score of pellet marks and actually like carbon scoring on the wall. It's almost as if it was superheated coming out of the barrel. They are going to pick the other group of baddies to go at this point. So Gemma, the 2 of them in front of you, they just kind of raise their stunners and double tap them at you. So Jexa, you hear the telltale like crackling noise of a of a why is my brain of a stun weapon going off. That's what I was looking for. And Gemma, one of them misses, but one of them critically succeeds. So they will get a weird point, and they overcome the body resistance of your sweet, sweet new armor. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit tonight in my PDFs. So the energy kind of rushes over you, and you can feel kind of you're losing sensation in your limbs. And the base damage that you will take is... Oh, never mind. It's not a critical. Because their gun gives them a +1 to goal roll, so that means they technically had an 11. Do you want to spend any to increase your resistance?
And resistance is a 1-to-1, correct?
Resistance is 1-to-1.
I will spend 2 to bump mine to 10.
You'll bump it to 10? Well, all right, screw it. I'm going to hit you for 10. So you will take 6 points of damage, or 6 vitality, but it is shock. Okay? So what that means is... if the target takes any damage from a shock attack, they are also stunned. If the total damage exceeds your endurance, which it hasn't, you must spend VP equal to the amount of damage you took to avoid being incapacitated. Basically, if you're incapacitated and you again take shock that exceeds your endurance, you have to spend a VP equal to the amount or become unconscious. All right? So shock weapons can very quickly just take you out of the fight.
Okay, and my
This
armor
is like the lightning bolts.
And my armor is shock resistant. Does that help at all? Or so I just take 6. I just lose 6 vitality.
Yes, if it wasn't shock resistance, your resistance would be halved against. So basically, if you're not resistant to the type of damage, your resistance is halved compared to it.
Okay.
All right. So also, by the way, so Gemma, you are stunned, which means any physical or perception actions you take are unfavorable. So you will roll twice and pick the worst result. The other one in the middle kind of steps back, nudges Alexa, rolls her over, looks at his forearm, and then moves into the hall. And he is going to whomp Perpetua because she is just standing there. No, he's not. He fires
He's gonna
a warning.
try.
He fires a warning whomp into the chandelier above you, and it just like glass and crystal just kind of cascades down around you, Perpetua. And in fact, we're gonna make it your turn next. We're gonna let Calypso back clean up here.
All right. So Dex and shoot if I'm shooting at him with my Sumter Ulick.
Yes. I feel like Sumter Ulick is like the name of someone in a Fading Suns game that I would run, but it's apparently also a weapon.
You're the one who wrote the sheet for me, so
No.
maybe you did name it. I don't know.
No, it's a real weapon. So
Well, that's not successful. I also fire a warning shot.
plaster comes out of the ceiling onto this guy's armor. Do you want Gregor or Calypso to go next?
Calypso.
Calypso, that dude's standing right in front of you.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot him. And I'm a dual wielder, so I shoot twice. Because I've got my ambidextrous. And I'm mad. And
Why-
I don't care.
Why are you mad at me, Calypso? Like, this guy, what has
Oh,
he
I'm
done? He's just
I'm
cut a
not-
hole in the side of your ship. And
I'm not mad at you. Calypso is mad at dude because he didn't even knock. In fact, that's what she's gonna say. They did say
knock.
they did knock, but you know what she's gonna say? She's gonna be like, "Okay, you knocked, but you didn't announce." And we're gonna see if she hits.
All right.
Okay, so that is it's shoot plus something else.
Plus
right?
dex.
I knew it. Okay, hold on. Sorry. My character sheet is on my computer, so it takes me a second. Okay, yeah. And then, and I have to use online dice because, yay! I got one under crit. Okay, so I got 13.
All right, so you know that his resistance on his armor is 5.
Okay.
So
So for resistance, is that the one you have to go by 2s?
nope. In combat, it's just whatever their resistance is. So if you want to spend 5 to
Okay.
overcome it, if you want to set the target for me to resist at like 7 or 8, that means I am automatically trying to catch up to you. It's entirely up to you.
Okay, so I'll do 7.
All right. He's going to spend 4, so that'll put his resistance at 9, meaning you'd have to spend 2 more. Now,
I'll
for
do
those
it.
of you who back the Kickstarter, you're going to have all these sweet tokens to throw around for victory points. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully, when we go back to the studio, we will have sweet tokens to throw around. All right, so Calypso, you hit him. Go ahead and what's the base impact of your weapon?
6.
Are you increasing that at all?
By the remainder of what I got. So if I did 8, 9, 10, that's 3 more, right?
3 more. All right, so 16. All right, the first shot rings out, and he goes staggering further. They go staggering further back into the airlock. Are you shooting your second shot?
Yes.
All right, give me the roll.
And
So Val, you just see Calypso come out. You didn't announce yourself. Wham! And then just kind of turning. I'm assuming trench coat flaring as you bring the other, the laser pistol out. Yeah.
yes. And for that time, I rolled a measly 4, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to overcome him.
Do you want to bank it, or do you want to
Do I want to bake
bank
it?
like keep the 4 points?
Oh, bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so those will stack with because I haven't surged yet, so those will go into that kind of. Like if I surge next round,
it'll add to your vault. All right, so the second shot knocks them back off of the ship. It doesn't do any damage. You both hear clearly, cripple the ship. Start. Yep.
I feel like I don't think it matters, but I did drop Frank, so Frank is now loose in this area with us. Because remember, I was holding him. That might be of a note to know that he's here.
You hear over the internal comms, Captain, what's going on down there? I hear a lot of gunfire, and the hull says it's been breached.
Yeah,
Do
the
I take
hull
off?
has been breached.
What do we do?
Oh, you know what? Yes, take off.
All right, you just hear switches, the sound of toggles being toggled and switches being flipped, and you can hear the sound of the engines starting to kick on. You also hear, ship in base 47, you have not been cleared to take off. And then all of the comms go dead as Gregor you hear like static as if, I don't know, maybe Gregor punched something on the bridge. But he is going to pick Val to go. No, he's going to pick Calypso to go first at the top of the new round. What are you doing, Calypso?
Oh, geez. Okay. So, some housekeeping measures. Frank is here. We are in the cargo hold, which we can go further into the ship, seal the cargo hold, leaving this place open.
Exposed, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so could I grab Frank and then move back and then shoot once since I
Yeah.
have 2 guns?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I will grab my wonderful murderous octopuppy and I will attempt to shoot.
All right, give me the roll. He now has cover because he is outside the ship and you're shooting through this, like, airlock hole.
Okay. So I rolled a 5 that time.
You're
So
sitting
I've
on
got
9
9.
BP. Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Look
currently...
at me, Becca.
You need an
I'm
8.
mathing. Okay, so I have to overcome by 5, so I'm just gonna use 9.
Okay. Are you going to want to surge? Because he is because of the resistance from the armor, he only or from the cover, he only has to spend 3 to get to 10, and so that's what he's going to do.
I thought I had to declare I surged at the beginning of my turn.
No, you can surge whenever you want.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I totally surge.
Okay.
So at level 4, that's 15, if I read that correctly. And so he spent 3.
Yeah, so he's at 10 right
So-
now. You need to spend 1.
Okay. I will spend 2.
All right. Your shot hits as you take a step back. You are now next to Val. Both of you are kind of at the edge of the cargo bay. What's the base damage on your weapon?
6.
That's not good. The person in armor drops. It just falls to the
Good.
ground. Who's going next?
Nobody put holes in my ship. So going next, Gemma,
All right.
I think Gemma might be a good idea. Maybe.
Okay. So question number 1. My blessing is that I'm disciplined, so I get a +1 to shake it off. Would shake it off take my entire turn, or would I still be able to rearrange their faces after I shook it off?
Give me a quick
Okay, you're
second.
supposed to-
Shake it off is your action. You attempt to overcome a state through sheer toughness.
Okay, screw that. I'm going to, do math correctly. I'm going to attempt to rearrange the dude with the womp gun right in front of me. I'm going to tell him that
So
he has made
he moved around you, and he's in the hallway behind you now. So it's the 2
The
guys
dude
in
with the
front of
womp
you.
gun?
Yeah, the dude with the womp gun is shooting at Perpetua behind you.
Okay. And the 2 guys in front of me, they also have stunners?
They have stunners, yep.
But the dude with the womp gun looks... Okay, then I will go for one of the guys in front of me with the other stunners. And say, you had a chance. That's cocked. So I have to take the 6
Okay.
because I'm disfavored, but that is still successful.
Okay.
And I will spend...
And this is at one of the ones with the stunners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they look heavily armored?
No, they're wearing leather armor.
Okay. I'll spend 5 to overcome.
Okay, you definitely do.
Okay. And then I will spend... Nope. I'll just do 8 damage with my giant stabby stab sword. Just right across the front of him, trying to disable him from...
All right, you see leather and cloth and skin just laid open as you bring this thing across, and this guy's not down, but he definitely shrieks. Who's going next?
I'll do the same. I'll have Jexa go next. So she can either get the Inquisitor involved or get her weapons.
Okay, so does the Inquisitor see what is happening?
Oh, he definitely sees what is happening.
Okay. Then I'm going to
Are
say...
you giving me permission to enter the premises?
She's gonna look up at him and be like, should give you that, but we might die. How about you can't open any doors if you step in?
Oh, I do not mean to be a stickler for the law, but either I have permission to enter the premise or I do not.
You can
And
walk
he gives you just pearly whites.
Jexa kind of smells back and is like, oh, well, you can shoot from there, right?
Good girl, Jexa. Good girl.
What are you doing, Jexa?
I said you can shoot from there, right?
I am quite capable of it, yes.
Excellent. I'm sorry, but no, you do not have permission yet. Mainly because I'm not in charge here.
Sorry, Restar is definitely keeping me entertained tonight, and I appreciate him oh so much. I appreciate everyone in chat. Just gonna say that. Yeah. What are you doing, Jexa? I apologize. I totally chat derailed me. It's fine.
And can I make it past everyone to my room?
All right, so yeah, the hallway, if you remember, is really wide. So it's Perpetua, the dude with the womp gun, Nigel. Really kind of unclear what kind of situation Nigel is in, and then the doors to either side to the rooms. So you have plenty of space to kind of maneuver.
Then yeah, I want to maneuver to my room because that's where my womp gun is.
All right, you throw open the door and you see
He's gonna fight with womp guns.
Bessarion is in there, and he is like
excellent. I'll shut the door behind me.
All right, who is going next?
You've
got Val, Perpetua, and Gregor, and then the other two bad guy teams.
And all the bad guy teams.
And his
well, we don't want Gregor to go before. What?
I was just saying the chat also pointed out Frank, if you want to choose Frank.
Yeah, but we want Val to go before Gregor does, so Val can get over to the doors.
So
she's
at the doors. She can take shots at this point.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she won't be in trouble. Well, I will still choose. Oh. Yeah, I'll choose Val.
All right, Val. You just saw Calypso step out of the cargo hold, put another round into the chainer with armor who fell over. You can clearly see sparks coming from the wound, as if there's some sort of mechanical malfunction, or yeah.
Okay, so he's down for the moment. There were two others with him.
There are the two others who kind of can-openered the Oh Boii. You cannot.
And the last thing he said was cripple the ship, right?
The last thing he said was cripple the ship.
Okay. I guess I will take a shot at one of the other two.
All right. You can see both of them are reaching kind of behind them to satchels that they have.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to shoot one of them.
All right, give me the shot.
That's an 18, which is my number.
That is a critical hit.
Okay, that's a good thing.
So when you roll exactly what you need, two things happen. Okay? The first is you automatically overcome their resistance. They don't get to spend anything. So you get all 18 victory points. The other thing is, mark down that you have a weird point. So a weird point basically works like inspiration. You can make an unfavorable roll normal, or you can make a normal roll favorable. There are certain talents, there are certain powers that also require the spending of a weird point. The other thing that I like to let people do with weird points is you can use them to make like a narrative change, like, oh, the guard's my cousin. Here's a weird point, right? There's sort of that twisting of fate mechanic.
Okay.
So you have one. Congratulations on your first
Yay.
crit. What's the damage? So the base damage is 5, yes?
Base damage is 5.
All right, but you have 18 VP.
So it's 1 damage per 2 victory points, right? So
Yes,
spending 2 gets you 1 extra damage.
Exactly.
Okay, well I'm gonna spend. You know what? I'll just spend 16 of those and do 8 extra points.
All right. So your revolver goes off and just puts one right in the forehead and falls to the ground, revealing like this sort of very striking woman who looks kind of haggard, and much more so with the large revolver hole in the front and the ensuing damage to the back of the skull. Who would you like to go next? You've got the people outside the ship. You have Perpetua and Gregor. And you have the trio of chainers at the villa.
I'll go with Perpetua.
All right, Perpetua. Womp gun dude right in front of you. You both fired warning shots across the noses of each other. Or maybe up the noses. I said up across their nose, not up it.
Close enough. I will endeavor to shoot him again.
All right. I do love how you have mentioned multiple times that as you've leveled Perpetua up, your typical character is far more of the Edith character that you play in the Tord game. So you're like, I'm going to put a lot of points in. Wait, no, Perpetua's not a fighter. Gotta play her differently. And then immediately you get into this situation. So.
I have been thrown into a shootout, and clearly that's just something I need to accept.
That's right. You don't bring a Perpetua to a gunfight.
It is a mistake, but sometimes that mistake is made. And I can't stop them from going down the hallway any other way.
Chat has pointed out you can also pick Frank, and there is also the Inquisitor to pick. They are viable targets for initiative orders after your turn, Perpetua. All right, so you level your pistol.
I succeed with a 6.
Nice. All right, how much do you? I just put my hand in ink. How much do you spend to overcome their resistance?
I will spend all 6.
Okay, you hit. Do I want to spend 4 points of my limited remaining pool? I do not. Go ahead, and how much damage does your
6 damage.
All right. So you put a nice hole in the shoulder of this guy, and he kind of like, you can see he wraps the strap of the womp gun around his arm to kind of like brace it a little bit better. Who's going next? Frank? Bad guy group 1? Bad guy group 2? Gregor or the Inquisitor?
The bad guys we're facing.
All right. The one in front of you has very unkind things to say about you and your parents and perhaps their relationship when you were conceived. Like, he calls it all into question, and then he fires the womp gun.
Great.
He also steps on Nigel. Like, you can see he kind of steps on Nigel. You hear something crack, but he kind of like uses it to kind of roll Nigel over and take a quick look. He fires the womp gun, and he succeeds. He is going to spend 6 points to overcome your resistance.
Okay. I am going to surge,
Okay.
and I will put all 5. Oh no! What is my surge now? It's now 8 apparently. I will put 6 of those points into my resistance, making it a total of 8.
All right, so I would need to spend 2 more, which I will. What's your endurance, Perpetua?
5 apparently.
Okay, so you remember all of those little things I talked about.
All of my
happens?
points are in wits and perception. All right.
Well, you very wittily perceive that you're about to become incapacitated
Huzzah!
from being struck by this this weapon. So if you remember, basically how it works is you're going to take. They're going to spend 4 points to increase the damage. So you will take 7 points of vitality. Now, what that means is instead of being shocked because 7 exceeds your endurance, you are now you now have to spend either 7 victory points or you will become incapacitated. So you're currently stunned, unfavorable physical and perception rolls. If you don't immediately spend 7 victory points, you are also incapacitated.
Great. So if I surge again, then I will have 7 victory points to spend.
That seems like a reliable option.
Okay, great.
If you
That's
are
what I'm going to do.
incapacitated, you cannot initiate any actions that require rolls or require you to react to someone else. So
Nope.
I would
I'll
say
spend. I'll spend the 7.
Okay, so you are shocked, but you kind of like dig deep. You hear the sound of 2 stunners, and one person says, the person to your left, Gemma, not the one that you laid open, says, "Why won't you just fall?" and like fires his Tesla into you. The other one, in the midst of screaming, goes, "We weren't paid enough for this job." That guy misses because he is definitely impaired and castigated and, can see his rib cage. And so he's disconcerted. It's not an actual condition, but I'd like to think that it is. The other one will hit you, Gemma, and spend 7 to overcome your body resistance.
But my body resistance is 8.
He will spend 8 to overcome your body resistance.
Okay, I will spend 2 more to make that 10.
All right. He will match it, Gemma, for another 5 points of damage. Who is going next?
You pick who's going next, don't you?
Oh, I do get to pick who's going next. That's right. Sorry, that's my bad. So everyone on this side is gone except for the Inquisitor and Frank, Gregor, and group other team. All right, so it's the Inquisitor's turn. Well, if I'm not legally allowed to enter the premise, and he turns around, he walks away. It is now Frank's turn. Calypso, Frank seems to have worked himself up into a tizzy. Are you letting him run? Or are you continuing to hold on to him? Like tentacles flapping against your upper thigh and your side as Frank prepares his knives.
I need to hold him because I can't let him go into the cargo hold or he'll be evac'd.
All right. Frank is not happy. We rolled for that.
I know.
It is now the other team's turn. And so the one standing person kind of looks down, looks at you, Val, and you can just see hatred in her eyes. But she grabs the armored figure, and you see her pull out a frag grenade and she throws it. Not at you.
Probably at me.
You see her drag them away, and a half second later, the whole ship lurches to the side, and you hear over the comms, Captain, we just lost power in the starboard engine. And, like, there is, like, concatenating detonations, and smoke starts to fill the cargo hold. I'm going to pick Calypso to go first at the start of the next round.
JM, I'm tearing up. You stop blowing holes in my ship.
Lee, JM loves and adores the crew and the ship and everything. But right now, those guys outside, they have a bone to pick.
Okay, so we can't take
a bone
off.
that may be turned into a die at later times.
All right, so we can't take off. Our ship is basically a more of a tin can than it's ever been. I'm gonna drop Hank dang it, I'm gonna drop Frank. My dog is Hank.
Your dog is very confused now. You're mixing octopuppies and just regular puppies. All right, so you drop Frank.
And regular puppies.
The smoke has kind of obscured the hold. You've dropped Frank. He lands with like a wet plop, and then several more plops as the tentacles fan out, and then plop, 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 plop as he pulls himself sort of upright and prepares to race across the cargo hold.
Yeah, she's gonna say to him, kill him, and then she's gonna navigate into the smoke. I have armed to the teeth.
Okay.
So I can put my offhand pistol away, which is the Martek Amber, and I can pull out my melee weapon, and I'm gonna find people, and an attempt will be made, whether it is successful or not. I'm going to attempt to slit throats, behead, eviscerate, whatever, but I'm going for bodies here.
Okay. You emerge from the smoke. The one of these three that has the large hole in their head from Val's round. Frank kind of gets on top. He's like he paces you right through the cargo hold, gets up on top of the body and kind of like plants the butter knife like a flag. And you can see that the other person has pulled the armored body into the back of a kind of basically like the hover El Caminos of bikes. So like motorcycle up front, little bed in the back, pulls him up, and the person is now like the person in the armor is now sitting up. You can still see a little bit of sparks and smoke coming from their armor, and the other person she gets on the front of the bike and guns it. Do you want to take a shot? She's going to gun it. All right, go for it. Give me a shot. And then who's going next?
Ooh, because this is the start of the round, so every single person.
Everyone gets to go, including Frank. I just allowed him to pace you because, let's be honest, you know what this game could use more of? Gratuitous Frank. Like,
yes,
gratuitous Frank.
Gratuitous Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think. All right, so let me take the shot, and then I'll decide. I have thoughts in my head.
It's always a good thing.
I crit. I'm so mad in a good way. I crit. So that's
right.
Granted, it's a 14. I still need to level up her on the side, but I'm using my level 3 stuff right now. But it's a 14 and it's a crit for what this is. So
okay. So how many points of damage are you? You get a weird point.
Okay, good. I'm so stressed. Can I just use all 14?
For damage? So you're going to do a total of 13 damage to that one? Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah. Yeah.
blood blossoms, just kind of soaking the cloak and the robes, and their right arm just kind of like falls to their side, and they continue to gun. Who do you want to go next? The two people closest to you are Frank and Val, just to kind of help
Yeah.
you keep track.
Yeah, I was gonna have Val go.
Val, you are up. You saw
Oh, my
Frank,
heart is racing.
Frank and Calypso go racing through the smoke, and you definitely saw through the smoke a telltale flash of like a revolver, and you heard the sound of her weapon going off. What do you do?
Okay, I'll run after Calypso.
You get out in the docking bay, which I feel like I've described like 9 times across the course of this campaign. The docking bay is in chaos as weapons are being fired and people are running around, and like security sirens have started to come off, and you can hear like citizens retreat to safety zones, get away from the docking bay. Security is on its way.
So one of them is dead and has a butter knife in their face. And then there's one badly injured who's about to take off on the bike with the armored guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will shoot at the one who's driving the bike and try to get her to stop driving the bike.
All right, give me your shot.
I
So,
would like her to stop, please.
Calypso, right? You've only met Val about a day ago, but she's standing right there next to you, the two of you firing revolvers at these people.
Oh, she's become like a ride or die.
The way to win over the captain is to have her back in a firefight.
Yep.
That's essentially
easy.
how this whole game started. Val, what'd you get?
I succeed with a 15.
All right. How many would you like to spend to overcome her resistance?
Oh. I'll spend 7.
All right. She will spend 5 to get her resistance to 10.
So I'd have to spend 3 more to
You
hit.
have to spend 3 more to hit. Yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. You definitely tag her. What's the base damage on your weapon, and are you increasing it at all?
Base damage is 5,
Okay.
and I'll spend. Running a little low. I'll spend the 6 I have left to do more.
So that'll... Okay. Who is going next?
Frank. We all want Frank.
Frank goes racing across the docking bay and like whoop, on the side of the car and kind of scrambles up and kind of crawls up over the person with armor and oh man, I'm gonna regret describing this. In sort of a spray of blood, ensures that the driver is unable to do simple things like breathe, let alone additional things like drive a speeder. So the speeder just kind of starts to like drift because it was basically put in neutral but is now like tilted to the side. All right, so that was Frank's turn. You can see from... No, we're going to save those 2 for last. So I'm going to pick the other 3 guys as they... Don't you do it. I've had to sit through all of the Annals of Antioch with Brother Gabriel going, actually, it's my turn. All right, Gemma, are you using your battle order interrupt? All right, go for it.
So here's my question.
I've got tons of answers.
Damage do I do if I punch them? Like, what number do I use for damage for punching them?
So the base punch damage, I believe, is 2. but you have Mantalk, so you get to like do all sorts of sweet things with that.
Okay, because I was trying to see if it's strength based. Because if it's strength based, it's about the same as my sword.
Yeah, so
I can
it's
do more
fight.
punches.
It's fight plus strength, and the base damage on a strike is 2. Well,
I don't know if being able to punch twice does me any good if it only does 4 damage versus the 8 with my sword. So I'm going to hack and slash the other dude holding a Tesla, try and level the playing field.
Musk would be so disappointed in you.
What?
Nothing. It's a Tesla joke.
Oh. And I'm going to go ahead and surge again so I can raise this up to... Wow, simple math. Okay, so it's sitting on 22. So I will spend 3, which drops me down to 19. Okay. Ooh, and I got an 18 and a 12, so I'll go ahead and take that 12. So that gets me to 31.
Okay. Their resistance
and I know
is
these
2.
The resistance is 2.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and spend 2 to overcome that.
Oh, they're going to spend 4 to increase it to 6.
Okay, then I will spend 4 more. Drops me down to 25.
I'm not happy with that, but all right.
And since I 8 hurt the one dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and spend 15 on this dude.
So you remember they go up by 2.
Oh, sorry. So I'll spend 14
to
so
increase the damage
7.
to 15. Okay. What's it look like?
Yeah. He just now, like, you know how the trend in clothing now is to have the offset zipper?
Yeah.
He's now sporting an offset zipper.
Okay.
All
right, and then
so yeah.
Just all right. He hits the ground in an explosion of gore as his zipper
and I will
comes
just
undone.
Turn, and kind of flex and look at the other one who's still in a lot of pain and bleeding.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Who's going next? You got Perpetua and Jexa.
Okay. I'm gonna let Perpetua go because she just got whomped real good.
Whomped.
Isn't Gregor still technically? He hasn't started. He hasn't had
Gregor has not gone yet either.
Okay.
So there's Gregor, Group B, Perpetua, Jexa.
Okay.
All right, Perpetua, dude's in front of you. And group, I guess this group of guys as well.
I would like to shoot the guy who shot me again.
Okay, go for it.
Well, I mean, I say I would like to. We're gonna see if the dice cooperate. They do not.
Do you have... Oh shoot! I wasn't fast enough. I was gonna say, do you have any VP?
I am going to reserve the VP for defense because I don't have a lot of them.
Okay, well, I have a perk called Inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, she already made the roll jam. I wasn't fast enough, so I will let it roll if you want.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to turn and look at Perpetua and say, may, I almost said, may the force be with you. That doesn't work in this universe. May the Pancreator strengthen you, and I will give you 5 VP.
Okay. So if I put all 5 of those VP towards my stat, which is 13, I rolled a 17, so it
that
would not be a
hit.
crit.
Yeah, that'll hit. We'll allow it.
Okay. I will spend 10 of those to hit.
Overcome their resistance. All right.
Yes.
You definitely hit their resistance, and that is high enough that he cannot increase his resistance at all. So you hit the dude with the womp gun. What's your damage?
It's 6.
That drops him. What's it look like, Perpetua?
I was aiming for the same arm so that he would drop the gun.
All right.
And so he the arm just kind of falls lifeless and he passes out.
All right. So enemy group here, enemy group there, Jexa, Gregor. Those are your options.
Jexa?
Oh, Jexa, we did not realize that this was your room. And he kind of sets clothes down. It looks like he was just kind of looking at the things in the room.
Oh, yeah,
what
it
is
is.
going on?
And I kind of go underneath the bed and pull out my womp gun.
Is this the Inquisition?
And my Martech Amber that was underneath the bed. No. These are chainers.
They are what?
Oh, you don't, they search for people and, try to capture them or kill them. Usually capture.
We are so sorry that we have brought this upon you.
I don't think it was you. They seem to be looking for Gemma and I.
What can we do to help?
So I don't think it was you. Right now, are you any good with healing?
We have some grace
and not turning them into the commune?
That we can pass on.
Okay, we might need help with that in a minute. But I think there's still somebody out there. And I'm gonna pull open the door and stick my head out to see if there's anybody still left.
There's that one guy in
there's the one person
room,
who's bleeding.
and he is backing away from Gemma toward the balcony.
Okay, then I'm just going to shout down the hall, "If you surrender, she won't kill you." And then kind of close the door again and turn and see Bessarion and go, "Yeah, so this is my room. I have a present for you."
So he definitely puts his gun down on the table. Guild contract.
Can
I get
I will
one of those towels?
Kick the gun towards Perpetua.
Okay. Under the table, off a chair, off the side of the wall, right at your feet, Perpetua. Well, it hits Nigel's body, so...
Right. My wits aren't high, but somehow I figure out the geometry of,
That's right.
Sliding that over there.
Simple geometry.
I will try and find something to offer him to staunch the bleeding. And then he and I are going to have a conversation about maybe, changing life goals. Possibly no longer working for the guild. If he is spared, if we spare his life, he will need to promise that he will rethink his life choices.
All right. So, we will come to that conversation here in a bit. Val and Calypso, as you watch the Oh Boii kind of hits hard back onto the docking bay and skids a little bit and is heading towards kind of the cliff face as Gregor is attempting to land the thing with one engine. rolls a 20.
No. Oh.
I feel like I have to show it. I'm just gonna take it and hold it. All right. The ship hits the edge of the beam, and the supports hold, but you can see the ship is starting to kick over, and that's when you hear the car or the hover bike roar to life. And as you guys turn your heads back, you can see that the person in the armor has one hand behind him, and wires have extended out of his hand and interfaced directly with the console. And he is holding Frank under his other arm. And you hear very clearly, "Don't worry, Mars. I know how much you hate extra weight." And the
Shut
the bike goes
front
tearing off
door.
into the docking bay as Tag goes driving off with Frank.
I'm texting Marty and I'm yelling at him.
And
No!
that is where we will end for tonight, with the Oh Boy tottering off the edge of a cliff, with Frank octopuppy napped, and with the chainers put in good, having been dealt with rather violently in this villa. The servants are going to have a lot of cleaning up to do, and you will not be allowed to get your cleaning deposit back, or Inquisitor Flint will not be able to get his cleaning deposit back. Chat, you guys have been fantastic. Oh boy, you guys have been fantastic. Love you all. So we were taking next Thursday off because of Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Find some time to relax with those you love. Get some gaming in. As always, check out all the other great shows on the Ulisses International channel. I never get tired of saying this spiel. We've got Campfire Chats. We've got Heretical Musings. We have just a ton of great shows on the Ulisses International channel. If you like us, check out the Iconic Production channel. Becca runs Call of Cthulhu, of which Calypso Mars is or I should say Lee, the player of Calypso Mars, plays a completely different character in that game. And Fridays is It Gets Worse with, title kind of says it all. Check it out. It's good fun. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Again, it has been great to come back to the Oh Boy. It has been great to come back to Torg. And chat, you guys are amazing. I love the fact that we're now having Torg people come into the Fading Suns chat and watch the games and vice versa. So, Alice and Becca and Lily and Maddie and Lee, thank you so much. Lee, tell Marty, thank you for that. And thank past Lee for giving me such a delightful way to end this episode. Sorry, Becca. Cat got shot in the head by Val.
What?
So,
By this Val?
I don't know who I'm shooting. They
Three-
hurt the ship.
3 people
that was
got
Cat.
left behind, and may have a vengeance with Captain Mars. So we will see you
One
all
of them was.
in 2
We'll talk in
weeks.
post.
We will see you all in 2 weeks with more Fading Suns, with more Crew of the Oh Boy, with more what is going on. Will Gregor survive? And of course he will. He's Gregor. But the group will have to try and save him. What is going on with Frank? Who is Frank going to murder next? I don't know. It could be Tag.
He's gonna murder Tag. It's gonna be Tag.
It could be basically anyone. Tune in next time to see who Frank kills, as well as the delightful adventures of the Crew of the Oh Boy. Until next time. And again, we're off all games next week, so there will be reruns of this episode. So if you missed anything, you can watch Lee's reaction all over again. And there will be more. You can rewatch Anton and Lady Salvo attempt a simple recon mission. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be back with Torg and Fading Suns. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. Please stay sane. And just as a thanks from all of us to you for watching, whether it's here or on YouTube, whether you're patrons or not, thank you to JD and Phantom, as always, for just being amazing behind-the-scenes people who support us. So until next time, we'll see you later.